Okay, since everyone's here, I guess we can get started. Um, so who would like to do the talkie for today?
Talkie.
You get extra hero point.
I'm good. I'm good on hero points anyway.
I can, in fact, say words. I shall do so.
Say
So-
words.
So, from my rough recollection of last time that we had gathered to play, we had gone about, and primarily we're going about our days, sorting out all the things that we wanted to do about town. There were a variety of individual activities that people went about doing. One of the major events that did occur was when the two owners of the little abode that we are currently residing in had returned. That was in fact something that was a bit of a shock to most of us, all except for one. And Ash got a little chewed out about it, but it'd be like that sometimes. And I think that was really like all like the really major impacts, to be perfectly honest. Like they're back in town. The arena fights have been going on for a little while. And there you go.
Yes, good talkie. You all get hero point. Furret gets 2. Yeah.
What was that?
No, everyone gets a hero point and you get 2.
Right.
My favorite.
Are
I do not need either of them.
Are you okay, Furret?
I woke up 10 minutes ago. I'm gonna need a few.
Yeah, okay, that's alright.
I too need some time to cope with being conscious.
Oh my god.
Why is everyone but me tired?
Like when I said I'm awake in the chat, that was me waking up and checking my phone.
I see.
Alright, so I've unpaused. You guys may do whatever you like. Oh yeah, the Sinclair siblings have returned with Ash in tow, and Ash is kind of looking a little how do I describe it?
Wet cat.
Yeah, wet cat is a really, really good description. He's not as usually he's a different brand of moody. Normally he's the grumpy kind of moody. Right now he's kind of like, yeah, wet cat kind of moody.
Guilty moody.
I fucking
Yeah.
love describing people as wet cats.
I've never really heard that saying, but nice if it's.
Wet cat kind of moody is like a little miserable, like grumpy and
You
upset.
ever seen how a cat looks at you when you fucking dunk in the water? Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's like that one image of the cat whose face is covered in milk. Like that kind of pathetic.
Okay.
It's like miserable and pathetic. It's very unusual seeing Ash kind of like that because he's what's the word? He's normally very subdued in general, but yeah, no, this is a different kind of mood. He looks like a kid that's been scolded for something really bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He really is grounded.
Anyway. Yeah, so the Sinclairs returned from the office, and Ash looks miserable, but the Sinclairs don't really seem like anything's amiss. Anyway.
Could not hear what you said there at the end.
Oh yeah, the Sinclairs returned from the office, and like, they're don't really seem affected. Ash seems kind of put out, and he's kind of like slinking around behind them. And you see Lady Sinclair kind of enter the living room first. Alright then, now that's taken care of. She glances over to the cowboy in the corner over here. You two, I'm gonna need you to head out and do some reconnaissance for me. And he nods and nods over at Ash and starts walking through. I'm sure you're both going to have a lot of gossip to talk about behind my back. Golden Boy just kind of smirks, and Ash doesn't really say anything, and the two start heading for the door.
Babysitter's on the way.
Babysitter's on the way. And as they leave, you can hear Mr. Evans say, "Welcome back." They disappear into the hallway, or not the hallway, into the garage. And I will remove them from the map.
Gotcha.
And
Hey, spark plug. It's fun to say when there's no real consequence.
Bye bye, spark plug.
So now you're left alone with the Sinclair twins, who are still standing in the entryway and eyeing you all.
Mate waves again. He still hasn't received any point of notice from them, so Mate is going to keep waving.
Doc, you see Tyrion staring at you, kind of strangely. And
That's convenient. I'm staring back at them.
And you overhear them saying, or hear Tyrion muttering, is it just me, or is there some kind of uncanny resemblance here? And he tilts his head over at you, Doc. They're not talking to you, they're just kind of talking amongst themselves, but you hear it. And Lady Sinclair glances between her brother and you, Doc, squints, and then she wanders up to you. Leans forward, squints some more.
Tilts his head.
I mean, I can sort of see it. She looks you up and down, and then wanders back to Tyrion, plucks his glasses off his face, wanders back to you, and then unceremoniously shoves them into your face.
You could be a little more gentle about that.
Quiet. 1 second. And then she starts fiddling with your hair a little bit and your clothes, trying to smooth your hair out. And then she takes a step back and rests her hands on her hips and stares at you some more. Tilts her head to the side and thinks for a minute. Well, I mean, if you squint, I can sort of see a resemblance. Doctor, whatever, could you stand a little bit straighter and smirk for me, please?
Alright then.
Give me the most cocky smirk that you can muster.
Should we set up our own way for him?
Okay, I guess he does it.
How awkward does it look?
It looks very awkward. And you could probably see Trey in the background giggling.
Stares at Doc. Stares at Tyrion. I mean, as long as you're not looking too closely, I mean, you kind of look alike. She takes a step back again. I don't think you'd fool anyone who knows you, though. Tyrion looks thoughtful for a minute. Seems to be thinking about something. No. That gives me a few ideas. And almost immediately, Lady Sinclair's, she glares at him. Don't even think about it. I know what you're thinking about, so don't. And she turns back to you, Doc, and smiles. So sorry. Please ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about or thinking about. Do you, Tyrion? Tyrion just rolls his eyes and shrugs. Fine, whatever.
Did she take Tyrion's glasses back from Doc?
Nope.
Or is he still wearing?
Still on Doc's face.
Yeah.
And Doc, what you'll notice immediately, the glasses actually don't do anything. They're just
I knew it.
They're just clear glass lenses. They don't do anything. They're not prescribed. they're just clear glass lenses.
Ah, so you're telling me he's a pretentious dickhead?
Actually, not quite. Yeah. She notices that you're still wearing the glasses. And purses her lips. Oh, you can keep those, by the way, if you want to. He's got plenty. And as she does that,
did not catch any of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she notices that Doc's still wearing the glasses, and she goes, "Oh, you can keep that if you want to. He's got plenty." And then, as she says that, Tyrion pulls out another pair of glasses from his jacket pocket and slips them back onto his face.
Oh yes, I recognize this brand. Very pretentious glasses.
Actually, they are. You can actually identify them if you want to. Where is... What is the item? 1 second. Oh, what would they need to... It would be an Arcana check, please.
Arcana, I am very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
I am totally very good at that. Not too good, but eh.
That
That's
makes
not
it...
bad.
No.
Yay.
They are. Hang on. Drag that into his inventory. This is what they are.
Glasses of social ability.
Yep. So not quite useless. And I'll drag that into your inventory. 1 second. There you go. Glasses are in your inventory now.
This is a very expensive brand. You have a lot more of that?
Oh, they get broken all the time in combat, so I keep spares.
They aren't really that hard to fix. I think I've had to fix a few of those before.
Well, it's not so much breaking as they keep getting lost.
I mean, if you hand them out like this, I can see why.
Well, given Tyrion's fighting style, it's not surprising. He moves around a lot, so anything that's not secured down will probably get lost.
Let me see.
Duly noted.
Actually, you can do... society check if you want to get a better idea. And if you have dueling lore or any kind of combat thing, you can use that too.
Artist combat.
Look at me, I'm very much the socialite.
Look at me, I am very much social type.
Well, real question as a not real question. Influencer lore?
Yeah, actually, I was going to mention that. You can.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, jeez.
This guy
Okay.
keeps showing up on my For You page for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay,
And
so...
he's got glasses, you've got glasses.
Okay, so... So Tyrion, as was probably figured out before, is a particularly notable duelist. Despite him...
duelist.
Yeah, he's a notable duelist despite him, you know, being kind of like the pretty boy type. And his fighting style is very fast, aggressive, and he augments it with his magic by teleporting.
If I had a nickel for every pretty boy duelist that was known for being aggressive.
No, he's not like Oliver, no. But yeah, no, Tyrion is a laughing shadow magus, so he teleports around the battlefield, and it's a very notable part of his style. He'll typically vanish into a cloud of purple rose petals and then reappear in a different spot, and likes to use his mobility as a way of gaining advantage over his opponents.
So yeah, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely someone you do not want to fight.
Yeah.
Now what I'm hearing is just go for the knees.
Bullet.
I can get him with a glue trap.
We do still have some of that mimic glue.
Mimic glue him. Let's do it.
Actually, yeah, you guys do. Yeah, and with a roll that high for it, the other thing that you're able to recall is that Tyrion's sister is like the exact opposite. Her fighting style is more of a stonewall type. So she mostly she's not nearly as mobile as Tyrion. But she enables any allies or partners that she fights with to get in some good hits. She mainly just kind of like stands there and holds people in place.
Big tank.
Yeah, she is tanky. Interestingly enough, when I played these two previously, the styles were reversed.
Nice.
Learning.
Yeah, I played Foe more like an assassin, and Tyrion was more of the standard knight type.
Bonk him on the head.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you know about those two.
We. So am I done being examined?
What? Oh, yes, of course. I apologize. It's hard to get out of work mode.
I see.
Tyrion smirks. Yeah, she does this a lot to people she meets. Don't take any offense to it. She doesn't mean any harm.
Well, I think that's to expect of someone who's into fashion.
Yeah, it's part of my daily job. I find it very difficult to not analyze people's outfits and dress styles.
What do you say there, Fo?
Oh, I find it difficult to not overanalyze people's manner of dress.
I see.
Admittedly, you can find out a lot about a person by the way that they carry themselves.
Looks around at the insanely different dress styles at the table of fucking lab, normal dress, fucked up, and Cumaenos.
I like how my own state of being.
Yeah, as soon as you say that, Cumaenos, about the manners of dress, excuse me, dying. Lady Sinclair smiles. Yes, exactly. You can tell a lot about a person by their manner of dress. And, she glances around to each of you and tilts her head at Doc. Like that. Well, that's definitely a stylish outfit you've got on there. And then she stares at you, Cumaenos. You though.
Yes.
I'm not sure what kind of style you're wearing, but it stands out a lot.
They are, in fact, clothes, yes.
And, let me see something here. One moment.
One momento.
I'm trying to... Okay, yeah, so you noticed this, Cumaenos. So, as she's saying this, like, you know, criticizing your outfit, you notice that the way she stares at you is far more than just that. Like, it's not really your clothes that she's really analyzing, it's something else. Hmm. And actually, what else? You do notice something else. I think I mentioned this last time. Yeah, she has a particular aura that you're able to pick up on, and it is the aura of death. Anyway, yeah, that's what you notice.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. You also notice the plants around are kind of behaving a little strangely. They're
like wilting?
Not really wilting. They're actually moving a little more than they should. Like, they move like there's a breeze, but there isn't a breeze.
Well, they're fucking just plant jamming over there.
They're plant jamming.
Yo, they dancing.
Moving to the groove.
I guess Doc will mention, funnily enough, Ash helped me pick out this clothes.
Oh, did he? I'm not surprised. Where do you think he got it from?
Yeah, he seems to stare at people's outfits a lot. He picked out from you?
He was actually my personal assistant back in Arcadia. Sorry, there's a bug on my screen. I'm trying to get rid of it.
Bug.
Yes, Ash is my personal assistant back in Arcadia, and he worked alongside me for a couple of years before he was transferred here for another assignment.
Oh. An assignment, you say?
Mm-hmm. And he assisted me on a couple of product line designs. Nothing outrageous. Mainly just an urban streetwear line that's set to launch in a month or so.
Alright then.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. He's been here for the last couple of months, though, under Tyrion's supervision.
I see. I didn't really notice him doing much, I guess, work, other than taking care of this house.
Oh, that's really pretty much all the assignment is what Tyrion
Okay.
tells you.
So he's pretty much just house butler.
More like
It is.
house sitting, not really a butler. I'm kind of hands off.
It's honest
Gotcha.
work, I suppose.
Well, not entirely house sitting. I had him sent here to keep an eye on a couple of things for me. Find out a couple of things. But that's about it, really. He wanted a change of scenery, so didn't have anyone here. Figured this would be a good place.
And now look where we are now. He probably didn't expect having guests over, but here we are.
Tyrion rests a hand on his hip. Well, we don't normally have a lot of guests at the vacation home here, but what can you do? Well, you're here already.
With his permission, of course.
Lady Sinclair will fold her arms over her chest and tilt her head to the side thoughtfully. It's kind of funny, actually. Even back at the guild hall, he wasn't all that sociable. Didn't really get along with many of the other members, mostly kept to himself, so I'm surprised that he even bothered inviting you guys here. Not that I'm complaining, I'm actually kind of happy. He's become a little more sociable.
Oh,
That's
trust
good.
me, he's still very antisocial.
Oh,
I think if it wasn't a matter of a life or death, he wouldn't have bothered.
I think that might be a little too judgmental. He has gone out of his way to express some goodwill.
True.
He has?
Well, he helped me get this clothes.
Oh, right. Sorry, still, still waking up, didn't exactly get much time. Starts, like, rolling his neck around, sleeping on a fucking desk isn't exactly good for the neck.
No, that's fine.
Ash is complicated. But then again, a lot of the people in my guild branch are. At least that tends to be the case.
I figure as much.
Anyway, what are your plans? Just hide out for now until things quiet down?
Not quite. We are attempting to cut off the problem from its source, as it were. At least that's the intention. And in the meantime, before that, mitigating the effects it's going to have on the city.
Yeah, this isn't a problem we can necessarily let blow over.
Could, but likely would be unhealthy for both ourselves and many others around us, so...
I don't think this city quite wants a zombie apocalypse.
I've heard they're unpleasant.
They don't happen around here, but it could happen with his intervention.
Yeah, Sunshell's had a bit of an undead problem in the last couple of years. Didn't used to have as much of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you said someone was after you again? Remind me.
Oh, you want to know? Okay, it's Quinta Bastoni, the Five of Clubs.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll something here.
I, for a solid half second, expect like, oh, him. I went to high school with him. He was a bitch.
I remember him. He was a bitch.
Oh no, it's not rolling. Come on.
I just realized that probably has different weight to it, considering that he is a dog.
He is dog boy.
Simply become Doge.
Become yip.
Doc, you see Lady Sinclair's expression become very serious as she stares at you. 5 of clubs, right? Not
That
a heart?
is
Not a heart?
not a heart.
She grumbles.
Why are you interested in heart specifically?
She presses her lips into a thin line and smiles, but it doesn't quite reach her eyes. Let's just say I owe somebody some payback for something
What did
that
it have?
happened a couple of years ago.
Would it have something to do with a train yard and a specific accident? We don't have to talk about it if you prefer not.
No, that's exactly what it is. I don't know how much you know, considering most of the situation is public knowledge.
Well, in the same way, where you believe that there's a lot that you can learn from observing people, I do believe that there's a lot that you can learn if you keep your eyes open. Ironic, I understand.
Cumaenos. Let's see here. I think you have a certain lore that you've not been able to make use of until now. Where is it?
I have curse, history, surgery, and the veil.
Okay. You can actually roll surgery lore for this.
Bang.
That
Not
is enough.
terrible.
Not bad at all.
Above average.
Okay, Cumaenos. What you can tell, she keeps it covered by her bangs, but you can tell she's had work done on the left side of her face. There's the remnants. Very, very subtle. It's hard to tell, but you can tell. There's remnants of burns on the left side of her face and neck. And you suspect that her left eye is probably a prosthetic.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll put it this way, I can certainly find myself empathizing with the situation.
She stares at you. Oh, really? I have no doubt about that. But, in case you don't know the situation, there was an accident in Sunshale about 4 or 5 years ago that I was involved in. And at the time, people just ruled it as a tragic accident, but that was far from the case. In reality, the suits were behind the whole thing. A lot of people died, and a lot of people went missing and are presumed dead even to this day. And the one behind it, she pauses, and her expression is between upset and very angry.
It doesn't seem like it's directed at us, just more like remembering the situation.
Yeah, it's just like a recollection. It's not something she enjoys talking about.
Yeah.
The person behind it was someone I thought of as a friend, someone I trusted, someone who I was formerly engaged to. His name was Avery Love, and I later found out he was the King of Hearts. You can imagine what kind of stir that caused in my family. And to be honest, I had no idea who he was. Did a very good job of hiding his identity. Normally our intel's pretty good. Our family didn't trust my judgment after that. And throughout all this, Tyrion's just kind of standing there, silent, not really happy about the retelling either.
I can certainly understand. Or, at the very least, if I don't understand the specific circumstances, I can relate my own experiences. The feeling of betrayal of someone that you thought you could trust is definitely a wound that does not heal easily, especially with such lasting consequences around it. What I will say is if there is anything that I can do to help regarding the situation, I would offer my services outside of any other obligation or situation.
I certainly appreciate the offer. The King of Hearts has been in the wind ever since, and Ash has been helping me try to locate him. And any information on what happened to the rest of my former team. I lost them all that day, and I don't know if they're dead or somewhere else.
So they went missing.
They were involved in the train accident, correct? I do remember upon doing some reading that there were many bodies presumed dead that were never found at the site.
I was lucky. He left me for dead, and I watched as the rest of my teammates... Well, I thought I saw them die, but I can't be too sure. And that's part of what Ash was sent here to find information on. I can't stay here too long myself, so Ash volunteered to help. Anyway, enough about that. You, Cumaenos, was it?
Yes.
I'd like to have a little bit of a conversation with you a little later. I think there's some things we can talk about. If you're willing, of course.
By all means. I did prompt the conversation.
Anyway, Tyrion and I will be here throughout the rest of the month, observing tournament events and going through prospective candidates for guild membership. And if you have any questions or requests, be happy to do what we can, answer any questions. I don't think you'll have many opportunities like this, so feel free. I don't bite. I can't be too sure about him, though, and she elbows Tyrion. Oh, what are you talking about? He coughs and adjusts his glasses. Yeah, what she said. I'll try to help you out too if I'm around.
I have a question then, really quick. Is there anywhere here I can use as a workshop? I don't want to mess up anything, and yeah.
Oh, you're in need of a workspace? Well... She pauses and thinks. What kind of work are you doing?
Oh, well, it'd be mostly, most of the work would be, trying to, just, doing work on this guy over here, Pat's mate on the head, who, still trying to wait, but Croux is just, like, forcing that hand down, or that claw down.
E-claw.
But
Tyrion.
I've also started to pick up alchemy and also considering the problem we're in. I've also been doing some weapons manufacturing.
Tyrion will walk up to you and lean over and look at Mate.
Eight smiles.
This is an interesting little invention. And he reaches forward and taps on Mate's dome with a gloved hand.
Can you repeat that?
Oh, he leans over and taps on Mate's dome with his hand.
Pat pat.
Mate does the thing that Mate does when he gets head pats, just after the tiniest bit of delay because he didn't have to ask for them, which is new.
Well, my sister's workspace is more of a design studio, but I think I got something for you. And he pulls out what looks like a cube out of his bag, and it looks like a miniature workshop. I swiped this from the R&D guys back at my guild headquarters. You can make use of it for now. I do some of my own arcane tinkering in there when I'm on the road, but since you need a workspace, I'll let you loan it to you for a while. And he tosses it to you. Just be sure to not accidentally step on it or anything when it shrinks back.
Of course. Thanks. When you say arcane tinkering, does that mean like items that use the arcane or just magic? Because I've been trying to learn about the former as of recent, and I think I'm getting it. But if you know better than I,
A little bit of both. I do some magical stuff and magical item building on occasion. Not a lot, but a little.
Well, if there's anything that you wouldn't mind telling me about, like any tips, any easy mistakes to avoid,
Tyrion will straighten up. Well, I've got some time for now, so let's take a walk, shall we? And he starts going into the garden. Oh yeah, I'll show you how to use this thing in the meantime. And he walks out to the garden.
thank you. It picks up Mate. Mate is going to wave bye to Miss Foe, and who's going to join Tyrion. Oh,
Yeah, so as soon as you step outside, he instructs you to set the cube onto the ground.
place, put cube, touch, place cube, leave cube.
As soon as
Think
you set
about
it,
cubes.
as soon as you set it onto the ground, it expands into a standalone structure, kind of like a work shed. But it's pretty well equipped. It turns into a workshop with various machinery, like both mundane and arcane that you can make use of. And you get access
I imagine
to...
that in its forming, it probably just like hits Crew on the top of the head because like it expands up probably real fast.
Yeah, probably catches you underneath the chin, actually.
Oh,
So you have access to the private workshop item, but it is only temporary.
Hmm.
For as long as Tyrion is around, he'll let you use it.
Yay.
And I think I'll... did I dump that in your inventory? Hang on.
No more blowing up the greenhouse.
So, boop. You should have the private workshop item in your equipment?
yep.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, you can use that for any crafting.
Oh, it takes a minute to form, so I probably wouldn't have gotten clipped by it.
Yeah, you're probably fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make use of this whenever you like, but whenever you're done, just press the button by the door to shrink it again. You know, save space.
Of course.
And
Crew's just looking around like it. I'm assuming all of the machinery in there is stuff he's seen before.
yeah, it's stuff that Recruit has seen before and knows how to use. So you can use it for pretty much any of your crafting abilities if you like.
Does it have a 3D printer?
Yeah, it actually does.
Nice.
So you can 3D
Nice.
print stuff. I don't know if Tyrion has any crafting things. Oh, actually, he does. So, a couple of the he has a couple of uncommon magical item recipes. So he has, I'll type it in chat.
Recipe.
Sweet. So these are the recipes that Tyrion has. So he has all of the common ones. These are the uncommon ones that he has that you won't really find so easily.
Of course, this guy has a Firebrand's item.
Yeah, like I said, he has access to the firebrand stuff.
Ooh, invisibility.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to learn any of those from him, you can.
Coolio.
Mm-hmm. And back inside, let's
Wait, this could actually be really useful.
and yeah, as Foe watches Tyrion leave out into the garden with you, Crew, Foe sighs. There he goes, nerding out again.
At least Crew finally has someone he can nerd out with.
Well, Tyrion's always been a nerd about everything. I don't even understand half the things he talks about all the time. Not to say I don't understand. I've received the same education he has, but his whimsy goes above and beyond mine.
I mean, I like his book selection.
Oh, you've been reading his books? Yeah, he has a wide variety of interests. My field of interests are very narrow, unfortunately. I feel kind of embarrassed to say.
Oh yeah.
Fashion,
There
folklores.
Duncan perks up a bit because, well, my character didn't know. There is no shame at all, in being able to focus yourself well and master a few things rather than try and develop as shallow an interest as you can in just about everything else.
When you speak up, Duncan, she perks up. Oh yeah, that reminds me. And she wanders over to you kind of quickly, stops in front of you, leans forward, and starts prodding at your gear. Is this all original? Starts knocking at your armor.
I've made an attempt. Duncan's a little self-conscious.
So how much is
Call
original
it
and
a
how much
work in progress, all right.
how much is custom alteration? Is the lining on this, the original, or did you get it replaced with something more modern? She's like asking you a bunch of questions about the material, the armor, like, oh, is it military surplus or is this custom made? She's asking a lot of questions, and the entire time she has a notepad in her hand that she's scribbling on.
Fine, she gets to know that. That's not really a problem.
Like, yeah, she's just standing there asking you where you got everything, the style, the material, and all the while she's fussing about and tugging at everything, testing the rigidity and material strength. Kind of manhandling you without really even asking.
Duncan doesn't quite mind, but only because there are worse people to be manhandled by, so there's that. So that's
Well,
fine, in its own way, he supposes.
All the while she's mumbling to herself, I don't think I've seen a style like this before. It gives me a new idea for a product line. She's just kind of off in her own little world, coming up with ideas for new designs.
Hack Knight. The
The
new
nerds
meta.
are all of the nerds are having a fun day today.
See, you're being a nerd too.
Yeah.
Says the foe.
Yeah. Still hear her mumbling, I wonder if we can mass produce this, and she starts scribbling some more. Taps on Duncan's armor a couple more times.
At which point do I start making deck saves?
Nah, she's not tapping very hard. Although she
I
can,
know.
I don't know how what is her strength compared to Duncan's actually?
Look, it's fine. It's fine. It's a bit awkward to have someone just feel up your armor. Yeah, definitely. But it's fine.
Oh, she's actually not that strong. And yeah, after analyzing your outfit, she nods in satisfaction, flips her notebook closed, and takes a step back. Sorry about that. Work mode, right? Hard to get out of it even when I'm on vacation. Oh, technically not vacation, but you know what I mean.
I have a bit of a hunch, certainly. Duncan looks down at his own stuff. Do you have the details you need, though?
I do, I think so. I don't know where you got all your gear from, but I think I can come up with something that would be very popular in Arcadia and Air and Caledon.
Well, I mean, I am Caledonian, ma'am. Thank you very kindly.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually. I noticed some of your style seems very much Caledonian influenced.
Duncan.
You've got some traditional armor pieces in there, I noticed.
Yeah, it was a little tough getting by those, but honestly, people didn't care about them all that much. They work, though. They definitely do.
The helmet's a little weird, though, and the colors. They're more Sheridian style? I'm pretty sure most of the tactical camouflage in Caledon is more Arctic and, forest camouflage. Where'd you get a hold of desert?
People just wear what protects them into battle, you know? I suppose that's something people just about anywhere do. Duncan has not really considered these matters because he is not an armor or a tailor himself.
Well, either way, I've got myself a couple of ideas. I'll work on these when I get home, probably. And, moves back over here. Anyway, did you all need anything right now, or you just going to hang around?
Probably hang around. I got some stuff I need to sort through.
Above table, didn't we want to visit the train station's ward?
At some point,
Like
yes.
fancy undead thing?
I don't know if we want to do that
Yes.
right now, though.
We do that nighttime, though.
Oh, right, we wanted to do it at night. I forgot about that part.
Hmm?
I will endeavor to also be available whenever you wish to have that discussion. Being that I'll be here.
Well, if you're not busy right now, I suppose we can talk now. Doesn't
If
matter.
that is convenient for you, by all means.
No. I don't know if you want to have a private conversation or have everyone else here. I don't really care. That's up to you.
At this point, I believe we'd be relatively comfortable having it out. But there's very little to be still evasive about, all things considered.
Alright then, fair enough. Anyway, gentlemen, have a seat if you haven't already, and let me get some
One more
tea.
time?
Oh, she just asked you to, have a seat.
I'm sorry, you were still cutting out.
Oh,
Sorry.
She just asked you to have a seat, and she's gonna go into the kitchen and make tea.
He looks down at the chair he is currently sitting in, stands up, sits back down. A strange request.
Strange request.
Cole, I'm not sure if I said this, but I fucking love Cumaenos, man.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I'm glad people like the dry sense of humor.
He's the funniest member of the party.
Genuinely.
Anyway, after a minute or so, she comes back with a pot of tea, and she pours each of you a cup. Alright then. She glances at Doc briefly. There's something I want to bring up with you later, but not at the moment. For now, She glances at Cumaenos. So, I've noticed you have a rather interesting energy.
Likewise.
Well, you probably already know most of how I came by mine. I'd like to ask how you came by yours, if you don't mind.
I believe the explanation to that comes in two parts. I believe two, well, perhaps three, I'm unsure. But at least two. One part, I do believe for certain, is that there is an innate association with it based on my gift. It was always something where there was an outpouring of life, more going out, coming in, things of that nature. Outside of that, however, I was additionally, at a relatively young age, abducted and experimented upon to further research that gift. And it's shifted and changed significantly after the fact. And thirdly, I don't know if this is for certain or not, as to why this is happening, or if the prior is what has led them to be interested, but there are at least two less than physical entities that are interested in my being, I guess is the best way to put it. Here, I do apologize. I have some relatively significant disfigure, but I believe the runes placed on my face may provide additional context if you would like to see them.
She tilts her head to one side. In a bit, maybe. She stares at you with mild interest. So, a life gift, huh? Not a lot of those around, but...
Hang on one sec. Okay, one more time.
She goes, a life gift, huh? Not a lot of those around, but I've met a couple of people with gifts similar to yours. Quite recently, actually. But historically speaking, life gifts are rare and highly desirable. And whenever they pop up, naturally people want to study them a little bit. Usually it doesn't end well, even when people are well-intended. So, the fact that you were abducted and experimented on, unfortunately, doesn't come as much of a surprise. The fact that you've survived is no small miracle in and of itself.
If anything, I've proved to be surprisingly resilient at the very least.
As for that last part... Oh, actually, the experimentation... Do you know who was responsible? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. And in fact, I believe there was some information that we stumbled across in the facility that we mentioned previously out in the desert.
Do you have a name? A person or a company, an organization? There's lots of them around, but there's not many with that amount of reach or capital.
Out of character, I just want to briefly reconfirm, because I believe there was a little back and forth on if it was Waters or Winters, but I believe it's
was Winter.
Waters.
It is Winters.
It was Winters.
Is it Winters? Okay.
Yeah, I wrote it
So
down.
it's Winters then. Okay. So it would be a Dr. Winters. I don't remember his first name. I believe I had known it at one point, but even that might have been a pseudonym.
She frowns. Well, I don't know that name offhand, but I think I can probably pull a few resources for you. I do know that there have been a couple of notable scientists and doctors and researchers that have been involved in that sort of thing. And when it was made public, they went underground and disappeared. Still people like that around, hiding in plain sight, but they're hard to catch. But I'm sure we have a list somewhere in our records of people who have been properly vetted and which ones have been outed as researchers into this particular field. So I think I can help you out a little.
If you are able to, I would in fact appreciate it, yes.
I think
Because-
Tyrion... Oh, go on.
An additional note that might prove to be relevant is I do believe that I am also still actively of interest for that research purpose. The only reason that I'm here now is because I was able to escape at one point during transport.
Well, corporate espionage is more of Tyrion's area of expertise, considering he handles most of the company's goings-on, so he probably has all those records somewhere. I'll ask him about it, and I'll do some digging myself. But if you're being actively hunted, I've not heard anything about it. Normally, the circles I run in would have heard whispers about it at some point. But you know how these things go. Some information's hard to come by, and other things that are relatively valuable come up without you really even looking for them at all.
Indeed. Well, at the very least, that does imply that there's not some manner of open bounty out for me at the very least, so that is a positive note.
Yeah, that's definitely a good sign, unlike some other people I've known in my history.
Ooh, I wonder who put this lamp here. My apologies. It was a bit of a joke.
Her expression turns serious for a moment. About that last part you were talking about, what entities or beings have interest in you right now, aside from the obvious people who experimented on you previously? You're not a Reaper, as far as I can tell, but your aura is still different from other people I've seen.
For this one, I'm going to have to ask for a little bit of help with the pronunciation again.
Echidnaron.
For like the...
So Echidnaron is the bad one, and then Axamundi is the great tree.
Yes. Thank you. The two entities in question would be Echidnaron and Axamundi.
So, at the mention of Echidnaron, Cumaenos, actually all of you see this, her expression freezes and like her blood goes cold. I'm sorry, what was that? Say that again?
The two entities in question are Axamundi and Echidnaron.
She goes quiet for an uncomfortably long time. And her expression becomes grave. One second.
Mm-hmm.
So, After about a minute or so, she gives you a long, hard look. Idnaran, how did you come by that name? It's not a name a lot of people know at all.
I'm actually trying to remember how you originally heard of it. Was it from like a vision or something, or do you find it written down
I think you
in
got
like
it
the
from
facilities?
you
I
got
thought it was
it
like
from
a vision.
I think it was like a Glean lore thing.
We also found evidence of a Kinron name for the labs.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Because, there was a dryad down there affected by them.
I think Ash kind of might have known it too, but I don't know. I don't remember if he told you. But I know Cumaenos figured it out on his own. I don't know how much of that was shared with the party though. I don't remember.
I can't remember yours. It's been like a year.
It's been like a year.
It's been a hot minute.
I'm just gonna assume that at some point, it was either gleaned. I know Cumaenos and Ash knew. Whether or not the rest of the party knew, I'm just going by the assumption that no, they don't know. So this is new info.
Yeah, I don't think I ever mentioned a Kinderon like openly with the party. To be fair, like prior to this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So assume that like this Echidnaron stuff, this is new information to the rest of you, but not to Cumaenos or Ash, because they both already know. Okay. If you know the name Echidnaron, don't let that name leave your lips outside of this household. Understand me? And I will tell you why, but I need you to promise me.
Very well. I got that promise, yeah.
She glances to Duncan and Doc.
Duncan nods in silence once.
The dog's just like, yeah, I get it.
Okay then. She shifts in her seat and folds her hands beneath her chin. I don't know if any of you are the religious sort. I wasn't for the longest time and still am not for the most part. But I know things. I've done a little bit of research and Tyrion and I, one of our uncles, is a wandering clergyman that works with an organization known as Cult Busters with the International Bureau. And she pauses. Part of the reason why I don't want any of you saying that name outside of here. Do you know what a false god is?
I have a rough understanding that a Kinron would be considered one of such, but I don't know the technical definition.
You guys can roll religion or occult.
All right.
I mean, I just said I don't know, so I'm not going to roll it, because I just don't know now.
I'm there as well. Duncan does not mess with this shit.
What a conversation to be missing out on, god damn.
Well,
You can actually have Croux come back at this point. It's been like
Nope, he's missing out.
It's been like it's probably only been like 5-10 minutes or so. I don't know. I haven't been looking at the time, but listen, this is. Tyrion seems like the type to have shit in there that's like been out of stock for like 30 years. It hasn't been made since the 1800s because it's too unsafe, but god damn, it does the job better than anything else.
Yeah, Tyrion's that kind of person.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
Like,
yeah.
did you leave Mate in the building with us or no?
Wait, where is Mates?
'Cause I don't see the token. Yeah.
Oh, that's because I'm.
You're on top of
Okay,
it.
never mind.
standing
I was
on
about
top
to
of
say,
him.
like, if Mate's there, you
would
can be
pro-
like, Mate goes
Mate
beep
would
beep
get-
boop boop.
Beep, beep, boop.
Mate would get bored. Mate would get bored of this.
Oh, what were you saying a minute ago, DG?
I was gonna ask, does anything in the book I read called Product Divinity mention this?
I think you probably would have skimmed it, so I'll give you like a +2 circumstance bonus to your check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd ask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
honestly,
occult.
I don't remember what I said. Yeah, it's either religion or occult.
Got it. If it'll... What? Okay, I'm getting errors, hold on.
This is what happens when I upgrade
Yeah.
my foundry.
Is it okay if I roll with like a circumstance penalty because instead of me rolling, it'd be Mate rolling?
Oh, Mate's in there right now?
Yeah, I decided that Mate would have gone bored like at some point and went to where there are more people.
Yeah, you can roll with the penalty.
-2 sound fair?
Yeah, man, -2 is fair.
You know what? I'm gonna be quirky.
Quirky?
Worked up on a Tuesday.
Quirky?
Well, that was better. Not quirky enough on a Sunday afternoon.
Damn.
Alright, Doc, with that check, all you know about false gods is that they're not part of Mistgard's mainstream worship, but they're also not... They're not deific beings like spirits or like kami or whatever, like nature spirits. They're not that either. Heard whispers of it before, but beyond them being a taboo subject, you don't really know much, other than that there's a couple of entities that have been branded false gods that are banned from worship, but no one ever
Okay.
talks about them. It's very, very hush-hush.
I think I've read about them before in a book, but it is not my subject of interest, so yeah.
Well, it's not surprising that you might have seen or heard about it in a book somewhere at some point in time. That knowledge isn't exactly widespread, and the clergy keep it that way for a reason. Not just the clergy either. World governments keep it hidden for a reason. Very few
Oh, it's
people
that
know.
big.
Very few people know about it, and very few people are allowed to even talk about it. At least outside of an official context. And the reason for that is, well, one of our uncles he's been involved in a bit of cult busting over the years, and he's told us stories ever since we were little. And false gods are, well, if you believe in the cycle, then people that believe in the cycle believe that in the face of a powerful force of creation like the Triad, there has to exist an equally powerful force of destruction. And over the centuries, mortal kind gave that force a name. They call it oblivion. And people believe that oblivion is what lies in the abyss, the darkness beneath the earth, and the void, the darkness beyond the stars. And they say that false gods are aspects of oblivion, and people believe they represent elements of destruction or vices of mortal kind personified and given names. But whenever you give something a name, you've inadvertently given it power. And the more you believe in something, and the more sincerely you believe in something, the more its power grows. And my uncle, as part of these cult busters, they often go hunting down cults of false gods, because if their power is allowed to grow for too long, they become impossible to stop. And I don't know if you know how hard it is to kill an idea. That's how hard it is to kill a false god or stop people from worshipping them.
I see why you want to keep this knowledge tight then. There's more people that know about it, the more likely it is that, yeah, I can see now.
The world governments know, and they try to suppress not just knowledge of the false gods, but the belief in them. They don't want them to grow in strength, and that's a difficult thing to do without wiping out entire populations. And if that were a fact that were made public, you can imagine the outcry. Or the panic.
I
Anyway,
see.
Hidneron is one of those false gods. The mother of monsters, I believe she's called. Giver of tainted life. She stares pointedly at you, Cumaenos.
Yes, my understanding. It is in fact life far past the point where most would consider it being worth living.
And that's correct.
I believe we actually did encounter an example of such a scenario when we were going through the facility that was, again, previously mentioned as well.
The fact that a false god has interest in you is concerning, to say the least.
I'm a popular guy, what can I say? But I believe the reason for that interest might even be more accurately tied to the other entity of interest as well. It's hard to say exactly, but I couldn't begin to explain to you why I would have a direct connection of some manner to Aximundi.
Well, before I talk about Aximundi, I don't want to alarm you or anything, but the reason why a false god would be interested in a mortal beyond a follower is not a good thing, I'm sure you realize.
Yes.
I
How
can't
so?
I can't verify anything for sure, only the stories that my uncle has told us. But a lot of what these cults do, aside from building followers, is they tend to abduct people who have an affinity for their god, whether it be through personality, ability, or whatnot. No one's really sure. But
I would imagine. I'm sorry.
the one theory I've heard is the reason why false gods aren't true gods is while they have the divine energy, they lack a form. They don't have a shape. And people have reason to believe that they might be looking for one, a way to anchor themselves to this world, make themselves more real rather than just imaginary, if that makes any sense.
I believe that it does. You're alluding to that there might be an interest in one of these beings to establish an avatar on the plane.
You're very sharp. That's correct. And if Echidnaron is interested in you, it might not be long before her cult starts trying to look for you. Especially if she has a direct line to you.
Something to that effect. It appears to be very inconsistent, but yes.
Good to see you're not as distressed about this as I thought you'd be. She smiles wryly.
Well, what's one other incredibly powerful entity that wishes me ill? That's one more for the list, I suppose.
Well, if there's one thing going for you, it's the fact that you also seem to have Aximundi's attention. And Aximundi is, I guess, what you could call the polar opposite of Echidnaron. Aximundi isn't a god per se, but it's the, I guess,
The connection between all things living within the world.
yes, exactly.
Sort of an undercurrent, root system, whatever terminology you wish to use. At least that's the feeling that I've gotten from it.
The collective experience of the world and the universe, connection to all life. Not a deity specifically, but worshipped enough to elevate it to the status of deity. Not a core god or minor god, perhaps, but a deity nonetheless. The fact that Aximundi has an interest in you means it might be seeking to protect you to some extent from Echidnaron's influence. But the fact that you're tied to both of these is potentially a problem. Because if Echidnaron gets to you, it can also get to Aximundi and infect it like a virus and make it spread throughout the world. So you can see how that might be a little bit concerning.
Just mildly so.
Well, I'm afraid that's pretty much all I know in that regard. I don't know a lot. But finding that information, it's around, but you'd be hard pressed to find it. You'd have to actually go digging around in some clerical archives. They keep that stuff, but they keep it hidden away. So be careful where and who you ask, because they might give you a little bit of a side eye if you do. Unless you mention my uncle's name. Then they might be able to pull a few favors for you.
No, I apologize if I had missed it at some point, but did you mention your uncle's name?
Sidon Sinclair. And I'll type that in chat for you.
Well, I mean, I would hope that he has a side on. It'd be a bit weird if he didn't.
I'm starting to realize what the naming scheme of the male Sinclairs is. The
Yeah,
devious bitch. Yes. Do I get any points for figuring that out?
If you can tell me what you think that the naming convention is for the male Sinclairs.
Tyr and Sidon were Phoenician cities.
Hmm?
All we need now is a Carthage Sinclair.
Actually, there is. I think it's Carthenian.
I am so
He
on to
did
you,
it.
I swear.
Figure it out.
And then
Hilarious.
Foe and Tyrion's dad is Levant,
Of course he is.
which is I believe
The area,
is-
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice guess.
It wasn't a guess. It wasn't a guess.
Actually,
That's smart.
all of the female Sinclairs are also named after cities as well. What was it? I think what was it? One of their aunts' his name is Sicily. Yeah.
You are lagging out terribly.
One of the other women in the family, her name is Cicely Sinclair. So
I see.
yeah, so they're all named after cities.
You could honestly make do with a lily at that point.
Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, digging around for forbidden information. Yeah, she stares at you all seriously. Anyway, this information is highly confidential, and be careful who you say it in front of, because if anyone finds out that you know, they might need to scrub you. If not, find another way to get rid of the information you know. So be careful with that.
Duly noted.
Duncan nods. The warning's one I appreciate as well, yes. And the fashion inspiration, he still looks a bit off about it. He's not that kind of guy. Mr. Influencer here probably knows better.
Beep beep.
Boop.
Oh yeah, also made somehow climbed up onto the chair.
Sitting at the table like a person.
Boop beep.
That's
It's
the
like when
dog
a
up here.
It's like the dog sitting at the table.
He placed his claws on the table as though like holding a cup of tea. But like, you know, A, he doesn't have a cup, B, he can't hold it.
Anyway, I know this is a lot of information to take in, and it's
That
not...
was so much lag that I don't think anyone heard what you were trying to say.
Sorry.
Heard anyways.
Anyway,
I heard that, but nothing else.
I know this is a lot of information to take in, and it's not stuff I'm required to tell you. In fact, it's something I probably shouldn't have told you in the first place, but you all seem nice, and I think it's in your best interests and your safety for you to know. Especially if Ash is going to be continuing to be involved with you all.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little protective of my employees. Ash has been difficult to replace.
Both understandable and respectable, in my personal opinion.
She purses her lips thoughtfully. Although... Tyrion and I are here looking for potential individuals to invite into our guilds. And since we're here, I suppose if any of you were interested, we could extend an offer. But only if you suitably impress us. We have different criteria, after all. And guild membership offers a bunch of different perks. Above all, some measure of protection against whatever might be after you.
That would certainly be appreciated. I can say that at the very least.
That does sound like a pretty good offer. I'll admit that.
Now,
What's this criteria, though?
Actually, I think Doc actually looked it up before, or knows it already. So,
Oh, really?
I think it came up when Doc was trying to recall information about the Sinclairs in general. So, I will reiterate just as a refresher. So, hi Bunny, what are you doing? Sorry, the rabbit's under my desk. Hey, no, go away. You're not supposed to be under there.
Bunny sitting.
Ari, he gets off the chair.
Alright, so each member of the Sinclair family has a different colored rose that serves as their emblem. So for Foe, it's blue. Tyrion, it's purple. I believe their dad, Levant, is orange. Their grandfather, Phoenicis, is red. And then there's like pink, white, yellow, black, a couple of different ones. So each member of the Sinclair family can they go out periodically to seek members to invite to the Rose Guard, which is their guild, and the guild membership is invite only, and invitations are offered by giving prospective candidates a pin with a rose on it, which kind of marks who sponsored them in the first place. So, let's see, what was Foe's criteria and Tyrion's criteria? 1 second. Okay, so Tyrion's is pretty interesting. So the purple rose represents kind of like mystery and whimsy. Tyrion kind of likes individuals who stand out, people who are clever, cunning, and
We cut out a little bit. One more time.
My bad. So Tyrion, purple roses represent mystery and whimsy. So he tends to look for people who are clever, cunning, have new or unorthodox ideas. People who are he finds interesting or quirky. And then for Foe, so blue roses represent impossible dreams and hardship. So she looks for people who've gone through a fair bit but keep going despite the obstacles that they face. So she likes to take on a lot of the hard cases.
I'm pretty sure a few of us could fit those.
Yeah.
What? No, I would never.
So, yeah, if you guys want, you actually can seek patronage from the Sinclairs. But you gotta prove yourselves first.
Just to make sure that is the Tinkerers Union like that's its own thing. That's not a guild, right?
The Tinkerers Union is a guild, but it is its own thing.
Okay, so I can be part of both theoretically, right?
Theoretically, yes. You'd have to choose, though. You'd have to choose one or the other. The Rose Guard is a little more exclusive, and they have, like, a lot more, but they do kind of, recruit from other guilds.
Yeah.
So they do poach members.
Well, that's a bridge that we'll eat when we cross it.
And I think Doc already knows this, but Ash already has a blue rose pin.
He has a minor blue rose pin.
Mm-hmm.
He's been through stuff.
Into some she.
Been through a little bit.
Anyway, if any of you want some kind of sponsorship, you're going to have to prove that you're worthy enough to be part of our guild. We'll be watching and evaluating you closely. I mean, we are here after all.
Hmm.
I will warn you though, just because I'm being nice doesn't mean I'm easy to impress. And Tyrion is even more difficult to impress.
I see.
Well, if it is within our nature to be of whatever merit or caliber that you're looking for, I'm sure that it will happen eventually. And if it isn't, it isn't.
Of course, regardless of whether or not we sponsor you, doesn't mean we'll be withholding any help. You can still ask us things or ask us for things. That's entirely separate from the guild stuff.
And to prove ourselves, he's gonna be like watching us, or we have to fight you in combat or something.
She doesn't say anything, she just smiles. That's up to you.
Ominous.
Ominous smile.
Smile, yup.
Just a group of smiley people.
Just smile and wave.
Also, Cumaenos, you see the plant on the table over here rustle.
Hmm?
It's talking shit.
What happens if Trey tries to look at it?
Let's see, use. You see a ghostly image just kind of rise out of the plant. Rather mean looking plant lady just glaring at all of you from, I guess, within the plant.
Is it just me or does everyone else see that?
Hmm.
Over the corner, there's a plant staring at us.
I don't think plants tend to look at people.
Hey, off the couch! Shh. Shh. No, shoo.
I'm not on the couch.
Shoo, go away.
None of us are on the couch.
I have to shoot the bunny again. You peed on there the other day. I'm not letting you sit up there again.
It was one time, okay?
I thought Ash cleaned that up.
Can't believe Nate peed on the couch.
Sorry about that. I had to remove the bunny. Peed on the couch the other day, and I'm not letting him up there again.
Understandable.
Sorry, what was
Fair
going
enough
on?
reason.
Sorry, what were you guys doing before I had to...
Pointing out a plant.
Oh.
So who all can't see plant lady?
You guys see a thorny vine lash out from the plant and just, like, brandish at Trey.
That's disturbing.
Fo doesn't seem bothered. She glances aside to the plant. Oh, don't mind her. She's kind of a bitch. Her name is Elron, and she's... I guess the entity that's attached to me. She's not very friendly.
I can tell.
Yeah, just, be careful around any of the plants or flowers around here. She gets a little testy.
I see.
Duly noted.
And she gets up from her seat, wanders over to the plant, and then waves her hands over it, try to shoo Elron away.
Shoo your own entity away.
Go away.
Go on, get.
Don't bother them. Yeah, come on, shut up. Go away. And then Elron hisses and then shrinks back into the plant and disappears.
A very odd relationship.
I've been stuck with her for a while now. I'm used to it. Other people get used to it too the longer they're around me. It doesn't stop people from getting strangled or dragged away by vines, so, fair warning.
Does this happen in your state a lot?
Actually, yeah, it does. A lot.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we have this one gardener at our estate who seems to be the only person Elron doesn't hate. But I think he enables her a little too much.
I don't think I want to know.
Well, long story short, we have a lot of wood wisps around our estate, and I think they've sort of staged an uprising on at least one occasion, and all of the plants in our around the house came alive and started messing with people. Harmless mischief. Nobody got seriously injured or died. There might have been one accidental poisoning, but they're fine. She smiles.
Well, it certainly sounds like a fun place to be.
Let's put it this way. My guild branch is, it has a bit of a reputation for being a little unruly.
I suppose that is what happens when you have all the problem children in one place, I suppose.
I guess I brought this on myself. In fact, I'm not going to be sticking around until the end of Redfall because, I want to get back before the 30th because my guild members tend to get into a lot of mischief, and I don't want anyone to get arrested this time. Rubs at her temples. Yeah, it's a big problem. Working on it.
Oh. Okay, then. What kind of mischief did Ash get up to over there?
Oh, Ash? Surprisingly not much. He gets into fights with other guild members, but they all tend to be the fighty types anyway. A couple of brawls in the hallways every so often. Friendly matches, usually. But I've lost count of how many injuries our on-site infirmary has had to handle. A little too much roughhousing, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
But Ash, no, he mostly kept to himself at the guilds. As my personal assistant, usually tagged along with me to events, business meetings, etc. Handled a lot of my work emails, calls, scheduled meetings, and a lot of other small mundane tasks like fetching coffee or dry cleaning, that sort of thing. Not terribly interesting, if you ask me.
That kind of work must sound tiring after doing it for a long time.
Oh, he doesn't mind. I think he's used to it. But he was really difficult to replace. After he got transferred here, I tried to hire a new assistant. She quit after about a month, and then I had to pile all of the extra work onto Mr. Evans, which isn't part of his job description. He's security, and I don't think he really enjoyed that too much, but he doesn't really have much room to complain.
I see. Hey, what's the story of him?
Oh, Golden Boy? It's a long, complicated story.
Well, if you don't want to tell it, then that's fine. I'm just the curious type.
It's a little bit personal, but all you really need to know is he did something a few years ago, and a lot of people got hurt because of his involvement. And
One more time.
he was involved in something a couple of years ago, and a lot of people got hurt because of his involvement. And his way of seeking penance for it was throwing himself at my mercy. Whether or not it was the right choice, I decided to spare him instead of killing him. And it's been by my side ever since and working for me. Give that what you will.
Alright then. I guess that's all I really want to know for now.
Alright then. Well, unless there's anything else you gentlemen would like to talk about or ask me about, I've got some files to go through. Got a lot of candidates to oversee.
I see. Well, if you did want to talk to me about something, I'll just be upstairs.
Well, I'll probably bother you later.
Indeed. I do appreciate the information that you have shared here today.
Of course. And don't forget, this information about the false gods, don't go spreading it around. And if I find out that you have, I'll take care of you myself. Smiles almost a little too sweetly, and then walks away.
Before Foe leaves, Mate's going to raise a claw as though raising a hand to ask a question.
She pauses.
And then it's going to point to where Croux is, basically trying to ask if Croux can know about the false gods, because Mate was here for that.
Oh, I guess if your creator would like to know, you can tell him. I think it's important you all know.
We'll be sure to do that after they stop nerding out.
Alright then. If you guys need anything else, I'll be in my office.
Alrighty then.
It's the one at the front of the house next to the library, in case you don't remember.
Gotcha.
Alright then. And then she leaves into the hallway.
Beep boop.
It has been several hours of nerding out by now, I think.
Yeah. What are they both doing?
I don't know about Tyrion, but like Crew's been just like looking around, just like talking about like some of the stuff that like that he's made or fixed. Some of like a lot of it is really talking about like about mate, like on his end, just like the complications of some of the complications in trying to like make like initially making him work as like a combat companion, not just a little friend, and recent forays into trying to figure out alchemy and magical crafting. Hasn't been working out too well, but also could be a lot worse. The place is still standing after all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the entire time Tyrion's kind of like also been nerding out, asking Croux about, the specs on mates, all the mechanical processes, the build process. Yeah, the build process, inspirations and stuff like that. Like, he's asking a lot of questions. And
this is the most that Crew's been asked about mate. He is fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, Tyrion, like on the surface, doesn't seem horribly excited. Like, his mood is very understated, but like the fact that he's asking questions, he's definitely interested and got some level of expertise.
Crew, it's time. You gotta chill.
Would you like one of your very own?
Sorry, what?
You gotta chill your YouTube.
No, that's getting a complete revamp soon. Crew's had a bunch of ideas, and the old stuff isn't gonna cut it anymore.
Okay.
Besides,
so
maybe
yesterday.
making videos right now, not the greatest idea.
Probably.
I mean, you can just make them, edit them, and upload them later. Easy peasy.
Rabbit is under my desk again. Hey, come on. No napping under there. Come on, shoo.
Are you gonna toss the bunny to air jail?
Yes.
Go get your
Air
treats.
jail.
Come on, go.
Yeah,
No,
it's like when
no
you hold up
napping.
a dog or a cat in the
Yeah,
air
come
because
on,
they're
go.
being naughty.
Go get treats. I don't have treats over here. Sorry, I have to convince the bunny to get away from my desk. Anyway, you guys may continue. What are y'all doing?
I think at this point, Cumaenos would actually stand up from the chair and then say, "Well, while I admittedly do not know exactly where I'm going to be staying now that the room that I was going to be in is occupied, I think I am going to take some time for myself and think over the recent revelations. I believe I will actually be out in the garden in the meantime if anyone needs me."
Okay.
Oh, she's not in the library, by the way. The library is empty. She's in the office next to the library.
Yeah, but he wants to go outside with the plants and the nature, specifically to contemplate the whole endeavor, considering two very nature-focused entities are, in fact, trying to consume his soul or some such.
Nerd talk.
Actually,
Sorry, just that as you pass by.
You were it.
Someone watching like sport?
Yeah, I think it's time for Foe's mic.
Sports. Ports.
Port.
Port.
Sorry.
Port ball.
One moment, please. So, can I get a will save from you, Cumaenos, please?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm?
Oh no. I don't like the sound of that.
That's a slick 4. I think I'm going to hero point to that roll. You know what? It's better.
It's better.
Yeah, slightly better.
Actively better. That part is
10%
not
better.
wrong.
Okay, so Cumaenos, as you are as you're getting up from the table and about to head into the garden, there's some rather familiar whispers, just lingering at the edge of perception and echoing in your head with an almost seething hatred. As like the images of Lady Sinclair, Doc, and Mate flash through your mind. And there's only like a single word: abomination. And it rings over and over and over at the thought of the three of those individuals.
Specifically, Lady Sinclair, Doc, and Mate.
Yeah, them specifically.
Do they note?
Mm-hmm. And you recognize the whispers as the whispers of a kid neuron.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, he's just doing his best to try and blot them out of his perception.
Bad brain.
Alright, what are the rest of you all doing?
Well,
Considering patronage, it's tempting. Duncan's considering it.
I can actually kind of tell you what patronage entails. So, guild membership, it kind of,
It's
also-
not about guild membership to Duncan, not quite.
Well, it offers like some measure of, I guess, protection from.
Duncan considers himself knightly, you see.
Yeah.
And this kind of thing makes sense to him because he can't just be, an actual D&D murder hobo. No. You need to have a liege of some kind. It just makes sense that clearly you're in service of someone.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of obvious Lady Sinclair's a knight, or at least a retired one. So, pretty close.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like being a member of a guild or having a patron is well connected and powerful as the Sinclairs. So there's some protection against other parties or organizations going after you. It's fairly limited, like, a guild can only go so far into protecting you, but they can provide stuff. There's also like regular pay. It's like, slightly better than the normal errant pay. Better contracts, access to a large number of resources. So that's the perk of guild membership over independent activity.
Yeah, no, Duncan's considering it. It's a tough call. Sounds good, though.
it's definitely intriguing. Extra metal and fight some.
I might have mentioned it last time, but the Sinclair twins are fightable, but I have designed them to not be easy.
Why would we do
Yep.
that though?
Heal our house now.
I'm upset that that Tyrion isn't as excited about Mate as he should be. I'm going to fucking kill him.
I'm gonna stab him.
Like they are a challenge fight. Like they're not you can challenge them, but they're not within the normal bounds of your typical encounters. Like I think they'd be rated as extreme encounters.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, if we want to get recruited, we could do that.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think I've gotten in.
Anyway, yes, what are you all doing? What would you like to do?
There's plenty of stuff I could do. I think Doc's gonna just do more research on what he was researching.
Remind me what that was again?
Just a little bit of a drug.
Oh, the drug stuff, okay. Yeah, I know you can do that.
Until he's bothered, that's what he's gonna be doing.
Okie doke. So, I guess you're gonna be trying to come up with an antidote for that stuff?
Yes. Or at least working towards it.
Okay. I need to figure out what skill that would be. One moment.
Because he feels this is important.
Oh yeah, it would be a medicine check, I believe. So you're gonna need to do a couple of medicine checks. You can make the first one to get started on the research aspect.
Yes.
If it's okay with you, DG,
Yes.
would you mind if Mate accompanied you?
Sure. Mate can accompany thou on the drug research.
Robot goes beep boop.
So I'll just go ahead and roll it.
Mhm.
I shall do that. Right, nat 1.
Oof.
Good thing I have hero points. That's a lot better.
Better.
You rolled on the die. What you rolled is the result.
Okay. So, with a 29, you do actually make some headway into researching the drug and its chemical compounds, its composition, how it's made. And it's deceptively simple. But it'll take a little more time for you to figure out how to come up with something to counteract it. Yeah, because this is new stuff, so any of like the older measures or previous measures won't work on this new stuff. But you've started making some headway.
Yeah. The dangerous glitter stuff.
And where is Doc doing like his analysis? Like in the dining room area or in like the room upstairs?
Well, I gotta think of what would it be a room that would be safe to do this in.
Yeah, you just have a meth lab going in one of the bedrooms.
Oh no.
Nothing like some fumes in the
Oh,
garage.
Or in the
Some
garage.
fumes in the garage.
Breaking Bad situation.
Hey, look, this is for medical breakthroughs, okay?
Yeah. Trust.
Just medical breakthroughs. Nothing bad.
So yeah, what room are you using to do the chemical analysis? Because this is kind of important.
You know, the safest room is probably the garage.
Okay.
I'm just saying, okay?
That poor car. Wait, aren't
They're gone.
oh
Yeah, so the garage would be empty at this point during the day, I think.
Ash and
Yeah.
Golden Boy drove away, I think.
So I think at some point, Lady Sinclair will go find you, but I think the smell is what finds her first.
What do you say?
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so I think at some point in the afternoon, Lady Sinclair goes to find you, but I think the smell of whatever you're doing finds her first.
He looks like he's doing some, like, I guess, how do I describe this?
cooking?
Not cooking. He is not cooking it. He's in fact looking under a microscope with tons of notes.
So, actually, I'm gonna... How engrossed is Doc in his research, I guess?
I'd say fairly.
Okay. I'm going to roll a stealth check.
I should probably put my character in there for the sake of things. Whee!
Mate wants in on the drugs.
Mate wants in on the drugs.
Yeah, no, I think you notice her. She's not very stealthy.
He looks back and sees her approaching.
She comes up behind you. What are you doing?
Research.
And what is that? She squints over your shoulder.
A new variant of glitter going around town.
Throws her eyes at you. Wait, so you have drugs in here?
This is part of my job. It's not, no, not in the bad way. I work in the medical field, and recently on my trips I've encountered some, a lot more usage of glitter during the terminus season. And I've encountered a new variant that's been giving me a lot of trouble. So I'm currently researching better ways to deal with it.
So, you're a doctor that has illegal substances in a private residence. And how did you get a hold of these?
I got them for the feds.
Is that like a lie, or... That's a lie, I'm pretty sure.
It would be, yes.
Deception, please.
This is the most convenient excuse you could think of.
It's a good excuse. Let's just hope that you don't look to the side.
The cops planted it on me, I swear.
Sitting in the corner.
It's medicinal.
It's
medicinal. Trust me, it's medicinal.
Just trust. It's fine.
Just trust me. That's really low.
What is her?
Yeah, I'm just saying if I really want to fail this on purpose.
Yeah, no, that doesn't pass. Perception's kind of high.
You know, I'm not gonna hero point that. I'm just gonna let it be. For the funny.
This too shall pass.
You know, it's not good to lie to a knight. So, where did you really get it from?
Okay. I acquired it through a back alley. There. That's how I get it.
So you're a doctor in possession of illegal substances and conducting illicit activities.
I know it's
What kind of doctor
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah, I've gotten this a lot. I didn't really have the best of a past, to be honest.
Yeah, I can kind of see that going around your group, honestly. Starting to see a common trend with you all.
It's definitely something, yes. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to research, see if I can find a way to vaccinate this kind of stuff.
Well, I'm not one to criticize considering I get involved in some less than legal activities myself.
And let's be honest, Ash does it too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He used to do that a lot back at the guild. Under my supervision. She glances aside and smirks a little bit.
Anyways, what do you want to tell me?
She looks like she's about to say something and then notices mates right there.
It has like small little like safety goggles on.
Mate is like the pet that's trying to help but isn't really helping.
Mate's emotional support.
He can hear stuff, right? She points at Mate.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, he wanders over, picks Mate up, and then goes to
Bully
the door.
pins him out the door.
Goes to the door and kind of just gently puts him outside and shuts the door.
Like a pet.
Yeah, like putting out the dog. And before she closes the door, like, I'll be back for you in a minute. Just, I need a minute alone to talk to him, okay? Okay.
Mate sits.
Sorry about that. I don't want anyone else knowing this right now until I know what you know. So, she rests her hands on her hips and stares intently at you, Doc. So, Ash tells me you know his real name and his history.
Only a little bit, yeah.
Okay, what do you know? And don't lie, I can tell if you do. And if you try to hide anything, you hear the tree rustle behind you. And you can see Elron just kind of skulking menacingly.
Very threatening. So, do you want to know what I know, or you want to know how I know?
Both, if you don't mind.
Okay, then. I'll start with what I know, then. His real name's Damon. And he is a renegade. Wanted for murdering his teammates. I personally don't think he did it. And how I know this is because of my gift. It's
Go
a
on.
it's a very complex gift that lets me take others' abilities and whatnot. But it also has the unintentional side effect of giving me a glimpse of their strongest memories. And that's what I saw in his. I saw him mourning over his dead teammates.
Ew.
Trying his best to rescue them. Until finally the final one passed away. And then he got the notification that he was wanted and ran away.
Well, you've got most of it right, I guess. But, yeah, you're right. Damon is a wanted man in Caledon, with a price on his head. I'm not sure what it's at right now, it's been a while since I've checked. Been under the protection of the guild for a couple of years now. Was smuggled out of the country and into Arcadia, and I guess landed on my doorstep courtesy of a group known as the Wild Cards. Former suit agents who've since gone straight and try to help others out.
Would Doc know about the wild cards?
No, I don't think he would.
Okay, Doc looks over at Dre and is like, could you, let you know what that is, Dre?
Trey shakes his head. Who's to me? Although I wish I'd known about that before. Oh, they've been around for a while. Since the fall of GenCorp, I believe. They're led by, I believe, the former Ace of Hearts and Ace of Spades. There's a couple of agents in their ranks.
I see.
I work alongside the Ace of Hearts on occasion. I guess you can call us associates.
Gotcha. So, I remember you asking before if we know anything about hearts. I happen to know something.
Oh, and what's that?
You'll probably maybe figure this out, but one of our group members who's actually not here at the moment, they went off someplace, I don't know where, doing something, but yeah. I use this gift on them, and they have the Queen of Hearts card on them.
The Queen of Hearts, huh?
Do you know much about them?
I've met and been in contact with a few of the wild cards. But I don't know the Queen of Hearts personally. There is a Queen of Hearts in the wild cards.
Oh, really?
But from what I've heard from Ace, she's been dark for a few years now. They lost contact with her a while ago. They don't know where she is. But from what I've been told, she had a son some years back, but for his own safety, she had to keep her distance. Apparently, he was raised by another family, an adopted family, but I didn't look into it too much. Well, that's all
You
I
don't know this. You don't know the son's name.
I know what was her alias. I believe her alias that she went by, the Queen of Hearts, was Morgana Hartford Doyle.
And Doc, at the moment, looks like he has a realization moment. He's like, that is very interesting. I think I met her son.
She smirks. Oh, really? Small world.
Because the one who I used this gift on, his name is Oliver Doyle.
I wonder.
He has the card and everything. It all connects.
Oh, he has her card, does he?
Yeah.
Interesting. Most suits agents, even the wild cards, don't go anywhere without their trump cards. It's their mark. It's their identity. And they usually only use them in emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
So if he has her card, she must have left it with him for a reason.
Well, from the memory I saw, how he got it was not very pleasant. His most strongest memory was his whole house burning down, him being only the survivor, and the Queen of Hearts approaching him and giving him the card, and just walks away. That's all I saw.
Well, I can look into it a little bit. I know the Ace of Hearts, he might know something, but this was a while ago that he mentioned that she disappeared. I don't know how long. But if he has the Queen of Hearts card, it's probably a very strong one, whatever its effect is. Because from what I know of the Ace of Hearts, he'd be very hard-pressed to be separated from his.
I see. Well, this is something I definitely want to bring up to him once I actually find him. He's been very elusive lately. And as far as I know, he's been causing a lot of trouble for gangs in this area.
Well, locating people isn't my specialty, but I can probe around a little bit, see what other people know. I do have a few contacts in town. Not many, but a few.
Okay, well, I guess my favorite would be if you hear of him probing around the city causing trouble, notify me right away. We have some stuff to talk to him about.
Alright. Well, Tyrion and I will be out and about in the next couple of weeks, so I'm sure we'll hear something. People like to
Gotcha.
talk.
Thank you. Are you satisfied of what you heard from me?
She glances over your shoulder to where Elron is standing. You can kind of see a shadow looming over you from behind. I think I'm satisfied. And then, Elron nods and withdraws back into the undergrowth. Totally not about to throttle you.
Oh no.
Well, now that I know what you know, I only have one thing to ask you.
Yes.
Keep this information about Damon quiet until he's okay for you to share, or he's okay with sharing it himself.
I figured it was sensitive, so I haven't shared it yet.
I don't know if you know what things are like in Caledon, but the price on Damon's head is pretty high. Caledonians don't really look too kindly on what they believe to be treachery. Because the kind of betrayal Damon's been accused of committing is the worst kind. People in Caledon are very closely knit, and blood is thicker than water, and the kinships people form, they value them highly. So to betray that, to kill a friend, or to kill family, is the worst thing that you can do.
Yeah. But I do feel like there's more to the story than what is publicly known about it.
I'm sure there is, and for the last couple of years, there's someone that's been investigating on his behalf, and we've been in constant contact since then.
Nice.
Glances aside and frowns. Actually, speaking of, I meant to talk to him about that. I guess I will when he gets back.
Did you find something relating to that?
That's for him to know.
Gotcha.
But keep things quiet for now until it's okay to share. Because if anyone finds out that's not supposed to, and word gets back there, there might not even be a trial.
Sounds serious with how they do things over there.
Let's say that they don't exactly bat an eye when it comes to vengeance. Vengeance is justice after all. Especially when it comes to killing kin.
Yeah, that does sound very brutal.
Honest, personally, I don't blame them.
I see. But like I said, I'm not very familiar with Caledonian customs. I just live here. I've never really traveled.
You should. It's kind of nice to get out. I've been all over the place.
I only stayed around here for a specific purpose of mine, but I already kind of fulfilled that, so maybe if it calls for it, I can travel around a bit.
Well, since my brother has been kind of lax in his oversight of Ash, or Damon, since you know a lot about his situation, I guess I could ask you a favor.
Yes.
For as long as he's staying here, even after Tyrion and I leave, could I trouble you to look after him and make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble?
Sure, I can. He's threatened to stab me a few times when I mess with him, though.
Oh, that's normal. I threaten to stab people all the time.
Huh. Gotcha.
She smiles.
Cumaenos sneezes.
You're truly an influence on him.
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know, stabbing, fashion, being sneaky. Even though you're not good at it.
She glares at you, and you see her flick her wrist, and you see a glaive form in her hands. I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
I thought so. Glaive disappears.
Well, I guess is that all you need?
I think so. I've learned all I need to, or all I've wanted to. And she actually goes back to the garage door, opens the door to Mate, let him back in.
Yeah. Beta does the asking for head pats thing.
Yeah, she actually bends over and gives Mate head pats. I'm sorry about that. I had to have a conversation. You can come back now. Come on. Come in.
Beep boop.
Boop beep. Oh yeah, another thing. We're gonna be visiting the train station probably soon.
At the mention of the train station, you can see her shoulders stiffen a little bit. I've been meaning to go there myself since I'm here.
Yeah, it's probably a heavy thing for you, but for us, it's pure business because, yeah. We probably mentioned this already, but there's been undead five there.
I see.
The seals over there have been weakening, and yeah. Seems to be a primary hotspot for suits activity around here.
Well, my business there is more personal. If you're going to go there on business and investigate things, I won't get in your way. Just whenever you do go, please try not to disturb any of the flowers there. It's been about 4 years since I've been back. And I always ask somebody to leave some flowers there every year.
That sounds wholesome.
Yeah, actually, can I ask you one more favor?
Yes.
She walks over to you, and scribbles something on a piece of paper. Ash already knows this, but if you find out anything or see anyone matching these descriptions while you're investigating.
Could you repeat that?
Oh, she hands you the piece of paper and says, and it's a list of names and some rough descriptions. If you find any information or find anything about these people, please let me know. Damon already knows. It's why I sent him here in the first place. And she hands you the paper.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's 3 names.
Yes, what are they?
Actually, let me find what they are. It's been a while since I've looked at these.
You know, funnily enough, I was actually debating on asking for this. I was debating on asking for these names.
I didn't expect it to come up, so I don't remember where I put the information.
Because I know what I'm doing next if I have these.
That is not... I'm actually looking for like an entirely separate set of notes.
Gotta go all the way back to the lab notes.
No, it's actually not the lab notes. It's something else.
Okay.
These are
Back
actually
to
my
the lab again.
These are actually my my world building and story notes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how far in they are. Hang on. Alright, I will... Actually, I have them right here. Yay, okay.
Wow.
Oh, hang on. I had the names for Ash's old teammates too. One moment. Did I grab the wrong name set? 1 second.
I mean, you can always send me the names later if you don't want to get them now.
Yeah, I'll send them to you later. I'll find them in a minute. But yeah, she gives you a list of names and descriptions, and hands you the paper.
Yep.
And just going by the list, one of the names on them on there is Avery Love, which is she mentioned briefly, which is the King of Hearts. The others, there's 3 other names on there, and the reasonable assumption they're her old teammates.
Okay. I might actually be able to find something about this.
Mm-hmm.
So yay. So yeah, Doc Notton, acknowledgement.
I'd look into it myself, and I have been for the last couple of years, but if there's anything left here and you're investigating, might as well. Just if you find anything, let me know what you find. I don't think I can go back there just yet.
It's fine. I'm really good at finding information, apparently, so...
Yeah, she turns away from you and actually kind of looks... she starts looking a little upset. Choked up.
Oh no.
Yeah, just... Yeah, if you can do me this favor, it'll mean a lot.
I shall see if I can find anything. I'll let you know right away.
And even if you don't find anything, I But
If you say anything right there, I couldn't hear it.
oh yeah, she said even if you don't find anything, I owe you.
Okay. He nods.
And let me know before you go.
I'll make sure of that. But for now, I'll get back to this work over here.
All right then.
And if there's any messes, I'll thoroughly clean them up.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
I learned a lot of lore from that.
Lord.
Depending on, fuck, I don't remember. I think I was 3 days into the completion of the gun.
Yeah, you have one more day.
Yeah, depending on how much time that day is, if possible before we go to the train station, because that's at night. I'd like to see if I could finish that.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give it a shot. Also, I found a list of names.
Wow. Names. We get the names. Oh yeah, so that's all Doc will be doing for now. Researching the drug.
There you go.
Very descriptive, yes.
Man, that's a pretty young elf.
Yeah, pretty young, but like elves in Misgard don't live to like 700 or 800 on average. They live like maybe twice as long as humans do. So still a little young, but
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit awkward if someone wants to play an ancient elf in Misgard.
yeah, ancient elf I'd handle a little different.
Yeah. Oh, you're over 30 years old? You're fucking ancient.
That's just normal conversation.
Alright, who else would like to do stuff?
Boop. All notes written down.
I have a bunch of things to think about, but me in real life right here, I'm struggling to quite focus very well. It's
Oh,
rough.
no.
I should probably actually roll the, I realized I should probably roll the crafting check for, finishing the gun. That might be a good idea.
Yeah. Like, if you manage to roll a crit success on the crafting check, you'll finish it by nighttime.
Alright. So
Well, you'll finish it by, like, afternoon. Well, it's
Alright.
afternoon already.
I get a
but-
+1 from specialty crafting, and I'm gonna add the alchemist goggles +1 because I have an item bonus from the workshop.
Is Tyrion helping? It'd be funny if he was.
Tyrion can actually probably assist you. Hang on. What is he trained in crafting?
Good question.
Oh, actually, he is. Okay.
I thought if he had a magical, I thought like he was earlier, he had the. I thought he said that he had the magical crafting feat, which I believe requires expert, but
Yeah, no, he does. He is expert in crafting.
oh, yippee!
Yeah, so he will assist you a little bit. So I will have him roll an age check.
Roll a crit, get that +2.
There you go.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's God fucking damn it. That's better. That's better. His standard is better than me with all my bonuses. What kind of bonuses aid?
I think it's like a +2 and a success. I think
It's
I
a
think
+1 on a success, +2 on a crit.
yeah, it's a crit. That's a crit success because I think it's what? No, it's 20. I think. Yeah, so it's just a normal
Yeah.
success.
Yeah, standard DC is 20,
Yeah.
and it's circumstance, so my specialty crafting is taking care of that.
Yeah, okay.
Oof.
Yeah, well,
He's
Only
still
the
helping you
status
out.
bars.
yeah, he's still helping.
He's still helping and pointing out everything you do
That's
wrong.
still pretty high. Still.
I love my specialty crafting, literally everything.
I forgot. Is that it? What did I set the DC at? I forgot.
For
I think-
gore.
That's definitely a success, though. I
It
don't
would be,
remember.
yes.
I don't remember what I set the DC at. So you know what? I'm just gonna say, yeah, you managed to finish it by nighttime. Because I am too lazy to go find the DC right now.
Half of me wants to just say, actually, I crit succeed, but I think I'd rather save my, cosmic luck for something a little more important.
You keep saving it, it never comes up again.
Listen, I could use that on I could use that on unstable actions.
You could.
I could use it on the unstable flat check. Holy shit. Because that's a D20.
Yeah, so
So long as I roll above above a 7, I could once a day make sure I still have. Okay, shit.
Crew, Tyrion is kind of annoying to have like in a workshop because he's pretty good at what he does at building and tinkering with things, and he points out every little thing that you're doing wrong and how to do it better, even though it's your builds and he has no right to tell you what to do.
I'd imagine like it starts off like in Crew's mind it's just like, oh, that's a good point. Just like, yeah, just like taking it into consideration. Just like as it goes on and on, it's just
Tyrion's a little
really
insufferable, yeah.
yeah.
Like
No,
you're doing it wrong. No, you should do it this way. Yeah, it gets a little insufferable after a while, and after a point you just ignore his advice. And at the end of it, he goes, "Oh, that turned out a lot better than I expected. You're actually pretty good."
Thanks. This is not only is this my job. I in fact went to college for this. I have a master's.
And debt.
That too, random voice.
Roll me a perception check for sense motive, please.
This guy's gonna be fucking not impressed that I don't have a PhD. Swear to God.
Yeah, that makes it. He is deliberately goading you. Yeah,
You're wrong, Lamau.
Yeah, he's deliberately goading you. Like, no, he acknowledges your expertise, but he's deliberately trying to piss you off. And like you can just kind of see his smug expression.
Croux is just like full customer service smile.
And now you understand why Ash says he's a dick.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it works for the doc though. Don't get why. Don't. I mean, I guess he has a point for using bows, but like, I mean, it's not like this took that. Not like it took that much effort. I mean, like, arrows can only do so much, Cough. Even though fucking bows and arrows are just actively better than guns in Pathfinder because they don't take an action to reload. No, I don't think the Shobad long pistol has a capacity.
I think it
Or
should
would
have.
it be?
I think I altered it to have capacitor.
Right, I forgot that I have. Yeah, repeating.
Oh
So
yeah, it has repeating, yeah, instead of capacity, because capacity requires interacting to, like, swap barrels or things like that, whereas repeating, you can just fire a bunch of shots, and then it takes, like, 3 actions to reload. Just a little bit punishing,
Yeah.
but...
The question is just how big is the magazine?
I think I had it as, like, 6.
Oh, 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, it says. Alright, okay.
And at the end of the build, Tyrion notices that you built a silenced pistol, and he goes, "You know, if you wanted to upgrade this a little more magically, technically you're not supposed to do this as a private citizen, but..."
You are lagging terribly.
Oh, okay.
If I wanted to upgrade this magically, I heard that.
Yeah. Technically, you're not supposed to do this as a private citizen, but you can enchant it to cast silence on your target. That way, you don't hear them screaming when you shoot them. Usually, that's a military Black Ops thing only, so, if you do something like that, make sure nobody knows about it. And he smirks and winks.
Yeah. I'll take that into consideration, but that's not the purpose of the silencing here. It's so that you know, the person shooting it, well, so that Doc doesn't draw attention to himself, because considering his line of work, that would be not the best idea.
He nods.
Wish I
Oh, I
Just-
know. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go that far, need to go a little bit further. That's always an option.
Scheming.
Yeah, he's a schemer.
Actually, considering how Quint operates, that could probably actually really be useful for us, especially considering a lot of his magic is of the auditory kind. If he can't make any noise, and that's probably gonna really fuck him over. This is both Furret and Croux realizing this.
Tyrion just smiles and nods and has his biggest shit-eating grin on his face right now. Egging you on.
Yeah. I have to see if I can stock up on the. I need to find someone who can you know some magic, right? Can you cast silence?
Actually, let me check that. I don't know if Tyrion... I think he can. I don't know if he has it prepared.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it today.
Let's see, he has Gouging, Claw, True Strike, Spider Climb, Slow, and Haste.
I-
Dimension Door,
I
Confusion.
fucking love Magus's with True Strike for the sole reason of I saw in Kovalon I saw one of my friends first act he was hasted, first action True Strike, second action Strike, miss, third action True Strike, last action Strike, miss.
Yeah, if you guys... Tyrion's a little bit evil, though, because if I do run him as a combat encounter, him having haste is scary. And, you'll probably figure out why.
Well, our allies don't have haste too. Mahahaha.
No, Tyrion is a special case, because, I don't think I can tell you.
Oh, he can do more than just Strider Strike with haste, can't he?
It's worse than that.
Oh god, it's just if it's just a free action, I'm fucking gone.
Worse.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not gonna say it.
Actually, I think I could probably tell you, and it'll probably be an implication for how rough it'll be. But there is a level 6 enemy in the monster list called an Etin. It has 2 heads, but you roll initiative for the heads separately. Yeah, so Tyrion has 2 initiatives.
Very scary.
Yeah. So, like, a hasted Tyrion with 2 initiatives is like 4 actions. 8 actions each round. So, 8 actions with a Laughing Shadow Magus is, yeah, you'd be in for a bad time.
The shadows do be giggling though.
Yup.
That sounds funny.
Anyway, yeah, I think Tyrion does have access to silence, but he does not have it prepared today.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm gonna get to work on that today anyway. If I remember correctly, there's like it's like the golden silencer.
Golden silencer, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I will make it permanent though, like, but you have to attach it onto a weapon. But then you probably can't have like any other runes or whatever attached to it. So.
Do you mean like property runes? So, like,
Yeah,
like the
like, you
flaming and all that, or
Yeah, you can't have any property runes or anything attached to it. Like if you have
Okay,
the
good.
permanent silencer.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that wasn't fucking over fucking potency or striking.
Yeah, no, I'm running with ABP, so
Yeah.
the fundamental runes are applied automatically. But yeah,
No like flaming gun. Yeah,
Oh,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
anyway. Unless anyone has anything else they'd like to do, I think I can call session here because we're at 3 hours.
I think you are good, yes. Most
I'll
likely.
continue to intensely brood in the corner.
Alright.
Sound like he's done.
Occasionally picking up just like the occasional rambling from Croux.
Just another voice in my head, I suppose.
So many voices in your heads.
And none of them
Yeah.
pay rent, it sucks.
Yeah, Cumaenos has a bunch of voices in his head, and one of them is going, "Kill them all!" Just a matter of time.
Hey, what do you want to eat? The souls of the innocent. A bagel. Now, like 2 bagels.
Can't believe it called me an abomination. You know it's
I
right.
can't believe it called Maiden Abomination. I'm going to
Yeah.
make it wish it didn't have bones.
I'm actually surprised about that. Why did it call mate an abomination?
Unliving, but
attempt-
it moves around, I would presume.
Yeah, that is
It
is
is a
exactly my thinking.
Air
as
quotes,
well.
mockery of life.
Yeah, because, like, consider what Crew's trying to turn mate into. Yeah, it's a mockery of life. At least in Echidnaron's opinion.
I'm artificial life.
Yeah, so Echidnaron's whole deal, I don't remember, I think I've mentioned it before, is like the perversion and corruption of life, or giver of tainted life. So, you know, Echidnaron will more than happily create, like, you know, abominations, but abominations that were natural to begin with. Doc
They'll
is
just
not
corrupt something
natural.
that already exists.
Yeah, corrupt something that already exists. Doc is artificial, so he is not natural. And then Reapers, so like what Foe is, they've died once already, and technically are still alive, but they shouldn't be. So, abomination. Even though
I see.
Merzanabor and the Ferryman would very, very much disagree. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
She'll give you immortality. It's just gonna suck.
Yeah. Because, okay, I mentioned it last week that, yeah, life gifts can be kind of horrifying because, yeah, you can just... Certain life gifts could, like, you know, warp people's cells or accelerate growth and give them cancer. And Echidnaron is kind of the same way. It's a perversion of life. So you can live forever, but it's gonna suck. You can heal through anything, but it might not be painless at all. So it's...
Yep. Ever want to
yeah.
feel your bone snap into place as though someone was
yeah.
fucking manhandling it, but it's just your bone flailing around until it goes back into its normal spot.
I mean,
Doc's felt that
I can
before.
imagine. I can imagine the unfortunate part of just like it regrowing, but like not in its proper place, so it's like at a sharp angle.